What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Film Study for Rookies. It's only right today that I wear the Robin shirt, and we got to talk about this, all right? So, the whole thing between A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts, it's more complicated than it looks, because when you look at the throws, you're either thinking, okay, A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts don't have good timing, Jalen Hurts can't throw the ball, or A.J. Brown doesn't give you know what, or doesn't give to you know what, right? So we're going to look at the film, but the reason I talk about the Robin shirt is at some point somebody's going to have to play Robin, right? There can only be one Batman. And the way Barkley and the offense have been going lately, I don't know how happy he's going to be. So that's a whole nother video. I did a video on that actually last week. Check that out if you want to. All right, but that's kind of breaking down the zone reads. But today, man, we're going to take a look at the film between A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, the 9 targets, and see who has a point here, man. Let's get into it. So as we jump into the film room, the first play alone, it just confuses me, to be honest with you, because you had a guy open underneath. Now, I know that doesn't always mean, okay, just because they're open doesn't mean it was designed for that. I get that, right? But the reason the first play was interesting alone is it looks like potentially a mesh concept here, right? You got somebody going underneath, somebody going over the top, and like a little spot route, stop route, whatever in the middle, right? But instead, all right, watch these two guys, all right? This is 12 personnel. I'm not sure what's happening. Nonetheless, all right, you've got your tight end open on that drag underneath. He's wide open. Now, what's Jalen Hurts looking at? He's looking at his receiver heading up that sideline right there. And it's cover one, essentially, right? Cover one. I got one-on-one with A.J. Brown right there. Let me throw that thing. All right, so from his 30, he's going to throw it to the 35-yard line. Now, how far is that? Let's take a look right here. So from the 30 to the 50, all right, that's 20 right there, bang. And he threw it to what, the 35? So that's 15. You're telling me Jalen Hurts can only throw it 35 yards? Right? And I know what he's trying to do. You know, the DB is trying to use the sideline as his friend. But to me, you got to air this thing out, right? Single high safety, let that thing rip. What? I don't understand that. And on top of that, you had the drag underneath. Now, again, maybe he saw the single high safety look, and he was just looking at that the whole time. But, I mean, that tight end, man, he was going to go for quite a bit. And this is only play number 1. Let's take a look at play number 2 right here. Now, play number 2 is almost just as bad as play number 1 to a point, just in a different aspect, unless I'm not as knowledgeable as I thought I was in the game of football. You know, I'm still trying to learn every day. I'm always trying to watch videos, trying to educate myself on the X's and O's. But this play made no sense right here. I believe it's just an RPO, right? And it might just be a play action, right? It's up the screen right there. Why is, I believe, Devontae Smith just running past the DB right there? Is he trying to bring the DB with him, right? Get him to bite, bang. He's going to run with Devontae Smith. All right, the safety or other DB will have to make the play. Is that what he's trying to do? Because this play makes absolutely zero sense. I don't understand the bubble screen right here. You got the receiver running right past that DB. The second A.J. Brown catches it, he's done, man. There's no chance. There's no chance. Now, maybe A.J. Brown was supposed to work his way in again. Maybe work his way in, do the left tackle. Yeah, left tackle, left guard eventually going to come out. Maybe work his way in. I doubt it. All right. This is play number 2. So you saw what happened play number 1. This was play number 2. Let's take a look at play number 3 right here. So it's 3rd and 5 right here. Let's take a look what happens. It's doubles, man-to-man coverage. Good throw right there. A little bit behind. All right, a little bit, but he snags it. He gets pretty physical at the top of the route right there. Gets outside, works his way in, man. It's a hell of a route, hell of a throw, hell of a catch. Okay, so play number 3, we have some success. Play number 4, can we continue that success? So we're going to have A.J. Brown, bottom of your screen right here. And Jalen Hurts. Where's this ball bounce? The ball bounces right there. All right, it's 2nd and 3. Now, as we go back and look at this, A.J. Brown is actually going to run a hell of a route, right? A little out and up. The problem here is because that DB was so far off, right? He's, what, 5-6 yards off right there. He has time to recover, right? Take a look right here. He gets that DB to turn all the way back around. The problem is the distance between them, and then on top of that, the throw. right? On top of that, the throw. I mean, AJ Brown doesn't have a shot. What I'm confused about with Jalen Hurts is this right here. You know, we saw him play number one, kind of threw it out of bounds. You had to cover one look, you threw it out of bounds. All right, play number two once again. Middle field close. So you got this DB right here, one-on with AJ Brown, right? DB's on that right hash. Let it rip. All right, so from the 30 once again, just like that first play. So you had 20 yards right here, remember? 30 to the 50 was 20. All right, 50 to the 30, 40 yards. He can't put that ball in bounds for an extra 5 to 10 yards. I'm not sure what's going on here, to be honest with you, right? But that can't be the move right there. Now we got Jalen Hurts under center, a little play action. He's going to throw it up again. And I mean, the ball is going to bounce. Oh, you can't make this up. And the most confusing part about this is the Eagles, man. Their record speaks for itself. But somehow the record is so good. And then you watch those like this from QB1 to arguably, if I'm not mistaken, Eagles fans, let me know in the comments, to receiver one. These are the throws you're making. But as we go back to the play, it looks like probably a cover three right here. So you got 3 over the top. All right, 4 underneath. And AJ Brown's going to work his way to that backside, as you're going to see. And he doesn't even get a shot at it. Right? He doesn't get a shot at it. And the worst thing about it, all right, the worst thing about it is this right here. So Jalen Hurts is under center. They run play action. We're going to pause it right here. I'm looking at this matchup. I don't see a ton of separation. All right, it's almost a dagger concept, as you're going to see over the top, underneath right there, right? Single high safety or middle field safety. He's going to play this over here. So why are we not going to Devontae Smith right here? This is what I'm confused about. Why are we not going underneath right here? Why are we going to try and force this over here? There's no separation. I don't understand. Is he trying to force it to AJ Brown? It's just, it doesn't make sense. As we keep it going, fourth quarter right here, 12 minutes left. Now we're just going to flat out sail that thing. I mean, we're just going to sail that thing. All right. A little bit of pressure he thought was coming. Barkley does a great job picking that thing up. AJ Brown stopping on a dime. He's kind of working his way back in, but I mean, Jalen Hurts sells it. Something has got to be going on with these two, man. And then right here, I go back and forth on it. 2nd and 10 right here. Really what we're doing, okay, we can break down the whole play if we wanted, but all Jalen Hurts is doing is he's watching this defender right here. If he goes deep, all right, with the outside receiver, we're going to stop and go underneath. He does, but because he takes so long to throw it, that DB can now break on that ball and has a chance to pick it off, and probably does, right, if that defender doesn't come in too. So this one I'm not terribly mad at. He's watching that DB right there. All right, sees him start to travel that way. Maybe wait a little bit longer, to be honest with you. All right, so that one, it's not really on Hurts, to be honest with you. DB makes a good play on it right here. The Bucks blitz 3. Let's take a look what happens. You're going to see it's 3rd and 10. And I have seen people go back and forth on this. Should AJ Brown try and come back for the ball right here? Yes and no. Yes and no. If the DB's on you, right, come back for it. But it's also you're trying to get that marker on 3rd and 10. You know you're going to get hit, right? So how much wiggle room do you have? This one's tough. Okay, this one is tough on 3rd and 10 right there. You know, he's right at the marker. He comes back for it. He's probably going to lose a couple yards, as you're going to see. That's a tough one right there to call. And the last one right here on 3rd and 2. All right, the hot read was right here because defender's going to come in free, right? So if he's coming in free, bang. The throw is to A.J. Brown. But obviously that doesn't work because, all right, defender's coming in free. As we wrap this thing up, man, final thoughts of this right here. Like I said before, we're rocking the Robin shirt. And that's because the Eagles had to figure out who's Batman and who's Robin. You know, if A.J. Brown wants to be Batman, it may not work in Philly, to be honest with you. I mean, the Philly fans, let me know your thoughts. But either Jalen Hurts can't throw or their chemistry is that off. And I would like to think Jalen Hurts could have made some of those throws a little bit better for A.J. Brown. I don't know. All right, so let me know in the comments. That's going to wrap it up. Film study for rookies is out. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Stay tuned. More content coming soon. Peace.